Hello everybody, my name is Donald Rucker. I'm here with VeloCity and VeloCity Travel Team, bringing you how to travel with your bike from Potapsco Bicycles. We're going to be talking about 3 different cases and 3 different styles of cases. One is going to be good for protection, one's going to be good for convenience, and somewhere in between. So let's get into it. So this is your basic hard case. This is something that you'll find for about $400 or $500 on Amazon or whatever else. Find them on .coms all over the place. Bad thing is you have to almost disassemble your entire bike to put it inside here. Handlebars have to come off, wheels have to come off, and there's very little protection inside the case from the bike rattling against each other and things like that. The strong suit is the protection that it offers on the outside of the case. So as it's being thrown around in the airport, TSA and things like that, it provides a lot of protection to, as long as you pack the bike properly inside, it provides a lot of protection on the outside. Mostly you're gonna get 2 pieces of foam that sandwich your bicycle frame. So your one wheel would go on this side, the frame would go in the middle, and the other wheel would go on the opposite side of the frame. That's the protection that you're gonna get. You would have to lock it down with some straps that are provided. This kind of holds the wheels in place. And that's gonna be the protection that you get. But if you look at it, this box, is only as big, just a little bigger than a regular bike frame. So you can see how much you're gonna have to break down your bike in order to get this to fit inside here. Some people have to even take their forks off, depending upon what kind of bike that you have. So a good bike box as far as protection, but a lot of work. And this is what we used to have to work with back in the day. On the extreme end of protection, you have the Buxumbox Ventoux. This is a hard box that, like I said, gives you as much protection as you possibly can get. So this travel box comes apart into 2 pieces, and you literally just set your bike inside. You take the wheels off, there's a spot for the wheels to go in, there's a spot that you can mount your fork, as well as the rear triangle of the bike. Your wheels go inside here. Everything is as protected as you could possibly get out of a box. This box comes with a price tag. It's $1,200 shipped. So you're spending sometimes $10,000 on a bike. $1,200 is not a big price to pay to protect your bike. A lot of bikes have one-off paint jobs and things like that can't afford to be scratched. This is the bike box for you. This is the way you want to travel. The only downfall with this is obviously storing it or traveling with the bike. You're gonna pay a little more as far as travel cost on your, with your airlines. Sometimes it should be around $100, say $100 or so now. But you can also store a lot of your travel stuff inside this box. So if you wanna take a full-size pump, if you wanna take your, a lot of tools or things like that, extra set of wheels, whatever else, you can fit it inside this box. So that's the plus with this box. Like I said, ultimate protection and being able to travel with a lot of extras. So like I said, this comes with wheel bags and things that you need to travel with. So put your wheels inside here, inside of the bags that are supplied with the box. The crush bar will keep this bike box from being crushed this way. So if TSA or anybody throws baggage on top of it, it lays down on the side and they throw bags on top. You have a bar that keeps it from being crushed. The only disadvantage to this case is the size. It's not a foldable case, it's a hard case. So the only disadvantage is the size and that you may be charged a little more for it, but it's up to 100 pounds. It's oversized anyway. It's up to 100 pounds. And with the bike inside this, it's probably going to only weigh about 50, maybe a little over 50. So you have almost 50 pounds of luggage to work with inside this case. Okay, last but not least, this is a soft case. It's made by a company called SCICON, and it's my favorite case. It's a bag that I use to travel with all over the place. I needed a way that I could travel with my bike without having to take apart the handlebars. And this bag actually fits your bike inside here without even moving the handlebars in most cases. So you're gonna have it sandwiched kind of like the hard case, the first hard case that I showed, the smaller one. The wheels are gonna go on the outside. The bike's gonna go on the inside, mounted on a frame. The handlebars stay intact. You do have to take off your pedals. I would suggest taking off your rear derailleur, or at least wrapping your rear derailleur, anything that can get hit. So the strong point of this case is that it folds down into a really small package once your bike is out. The downside is it's not going to give you that same protection that you get out of a hard case by any means. It's mostly based on convenience. If you have a bike with integrated handlebars, things like that, where if you took those handlebars off, it would be a problem. You're going to spend lots of time trying to put those handlebars back in position, route your cables if need be. It's not as easy just to take your bars off and put them back on like it used to be. Now with aero bikes and things like that, it's really difficult. So this is the solution to that issue. On top of that, you're looking at a price point on this bike box right around $1,000. So it's not cheap, but again, for the convenience and the protection that it offers, it's a great deal. Comes with protection as far as your frame and things like that. It's not a lot. What I recommend is go to your hardware store and get some added protection like pipe insulation. You can cut it down to size and make it fit all around your frame. And there you go, that'll help protect your bike. It's a soft case, it's not a hard case. Things can go wrong. So if you want to add protection to it, I'd recommend doing that. On the inside of it is where you store your wheels. So instead of having separate wheel bags like the hard case, these wheels, they slide right inside this case. So it's protected on one side and protected on the other side. And what it's going to do is also protect your bike from your wheels. So if you don't have this protection between the wheels and the bike, odds are your wheels will scratch your bike. So you need some type of protection between the frame and your wheel set. It has one wheel on this side, one wheel on the opposite side, and there you go. The extra space in the front of the bag right here is where your handlebars go. Again, the lovely part about this bag is you don't have to disassemble your bike to put it in. And when it's all done and you're back at your hotel, you can fold everything down, store it all inside a small corner, throw it in your rental car in the trunk, and there you won't have to see your bag until you're ready to leave the trip. So whenever you're traveling, you want to always take spare stuff, So unless you're traveling to a destination spot that you know has a bike shop that carries the brands that you have and everything else, it's a great idea to carry a spare derailleur hanger. It's a great idea to carry a spare set of shoes, pedals, whatever. Anything you could fit in your bag that's not going to cause you to pay extra. With that big hard case, he can fit a bike shop in that case if he wants to. As long as it's not over 100 pounds, he's not paying anything more. He's gonna pay exactly what we pay as long as it's not over 100 pounds. So why not take as much stuff as you possibly can? Spare derailleur hangers for sure. If you're taking your chain off, you might even wanna put a spare chain on there just in case your chain disappears in transit. You never know. So take bags like this, throw all your extra stuff in there, throw some extra rags in your bag. This is where your chain will go if you don't have a compartment inside your travel case. Even if you do have a compartment inside your travel case, I still recommend you take a bag because your chains are probably going to be greasy or oily. So put them inside here, put them inside the compartment, there you go. Most of the bags that you have also have separate compartments, not just for chains, but for your pedals and your derailleur to go in as well. Anytime you get a chance to take your battery and put it on your carry-on, take your battery and put it on your person. Don't leave it inside your box because again, if TSA decides that it shouldn't be on the plane, they're going to take it out, and when you get to your destination, you're not going to have your battery. So anything that you think may ruin your trip if it's not there, you might want to keep it with you on your person, on your carry-on. Another thing that you want to make sure that you don't do with your carry-on and traveling is CO2s. Leave your CO2 at home. TSA frowns upon carrying CO2s on pressurized planes, so don't take CO2s on. There's a myth behind having to lower your air pressure. You don't have to let all your air out of your bike. Just lower it down maybe 10 PSI. It's not going to go higher than 10 PSI difference between travel, so don't worry about that. Taking your chain off again, putting inside the bag. Some of the tools that you want to make sure you have, things that, again, out of convenience. Get a pair of chain pliers. This just simply makes it super easy to put on and take off your chain if you have a quick link. If you don't have a quick link, leave your chain on your bike. Don't break it. Leave it on there, don't worry about it. But if you can take it off easily with a quick link, do so. These are just park pliers, and they're the MLP 1.2 is the part number. MLP 1.2 chain pliers. This is just a park three-way. It doesn't have to be a park, but it's a three-way Allen key. It has a 4, 5, and a 6mm Allen key on it. This will pretty much take apart most of your bikes. If you have a bike with carbon parts on it, you need to get yourself a torque wrench, okay? This is a preset 5 Newton meter torque wrench. So there's no settings on it. When you hear it click, it's 5 Newton meters. This is what most handlebars and seat posts are torqued down to. So if you have carbon bits, take this with you if you're traveling with your bike and you need to do some adjustments so you don't crush your components. Crushing components, again, will ruin your trip. This is, you're spending $10,000, $2,000 or whatever on a bike, another $1,000 on a travel case. Spend $30 and get the right tool. All right, last but not least, before you get the bike inside and get it set up for tearing it down and put it inside a box. If you paid, again, you went and paid for someone to give you a fit on your bike, the last thing you want to do is mess that fit up when you have to lower your seat and everything else. So if your seat posts and your handlebars aren't marked in the position that they need to be in, make sure you take the time and mark them. Mark them with a permanent marker or mark them with something that's not going to be easily erased, because those settings are really important for comfort, performance, and everything else. Modern bikes have disc brakes. You cannot squeeze your brake levers without messing up the settings on your disc brakes. They're meant to self-adjust, so if there's no disc in between it and you squeeze them, they adjust too close and you won't be able to put the wheel back into the caliper. So make sure you have these. These are just spacers that are made to keep you from squeezing your brake pads in too close and messing up your alignment of your brakes. So these are super simple. They slide right in, and they act as the brake rotor, keeping the spacing right. And even if you did accidentally give it a nice squeeze, it won't mess your adjustment up. So these are key. They're plastic ones. If you have Shimano, get a Shimano set. If you have SRAM, get a SRAM set. If you can't find anything, take a couple of old business cards or something like that, and you make sure you put them between your brake pads. Anything to keep those from being able to squeeze in will help. This is a pedal wrench This is not the one that you probably want to take with you on your travel. This is one we use in the shop, but it's the easiest way to take a pedal off if it has an external 15mm bolt. This is also just the same thing. It's a 15mm wrench. You could use this too. This is a lot easier to travel with. Pedals don't need to be cranked down. They just need to be snug. So if you can't take it off with this, someone probably put it on too tight. Some other pedals take Allen wrenches to go on the back side of them. Again, pedals don't need to go down really tight. So it's going to be either an 8mm or a 6mm Allen key in the back side of the pedal. So Garmin pedals and things like that, Allen keys. When you take your chain off, make sure you keep track of those master links or those speed links. You don't want to lose those again. It's one of those things where you could probably go to a bike shop and get some more, but just make sure you keep track of them. Probably want, if you haven't collapsed it all the way down to the highest gear, collapse the derailleur all the way down. It just makes it more compact. Take your battery off. Like I said, take your battery and put it in your carry-on if you can, and store this in a nice, safe place. I actually take, when I travel with mine, I take a towel, some type of shop rag. I collapse it all the way down, and I wrap this in a shop rag, and then I store it inside one of the compartments inside the carry-on, the bike bag. Again, this is one of those things where probably not going to be able to just find one in just any bike shop. A lot of bike shops don't stock the derailleur that you're looking for. You might have to get something that'll just work, but take care of this. This is important.
Hello, this is Ant, representing the VeloCity travel team. I'd like to thank Donald Rucker for Potapsco Bikes for hosting our video about packing your bikes and the different versions of bikes that we have. We would like everyone to be safe on their travels. Also, if you are traveling with the VeloCity riders, we want you to participate in these rides. So if you want to email us at travel@velocity.org, and we are sending emails out for all the rides if you haven't gotten it. So be sure to look out for the emails for the trips. Also, please fill out the forms. We want you to fill out the forms, and so we can know who's traveling, so we can definitely get you hooked up with fellow riders, so you can have someone to probably buddy with, and we can have identified people who's riding. So again, we'd like to thank Donald Rucker of Potapsco Bikes. Safe travels.